So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Don't forget, look, Pumpkin wants to bring out.
Alright, let me know when I press the button.
Alright, as soon as I start speaking, you'll start the timer. Alright, so hello everyone, thank you for coming. Today we're going to talk about stress management. You guys know I'm Jose Rivera. This is my family around me. And so we're going to talk about stress management. We're going to talk about healthy ways of dealing with stress, unhealthy ways of dealing with stress, the effects stress has on our body, and then what happens when we get overstressed. All right. So to start out with, who here lives their life with absolutely no stress? 2, 3. Most people can't say that. Most people would say that they live their lives with some degree of stress throughout the entire thing. Stress is, according to the Cleveland Clinic, stress is our body's way of responding to change and stimuli. So when a situation changes in our environment, we get stressed because we have to respond to that change. So stress, according to ULife, which is a university-based student life website, says that stress in small quantities is good for us. Stress in small quantities helps us adapt, change, and when things make us uncomfortable, then stress is what motivates us to bring us back to a comfortable level. So small quantities, stress is helpful. Now the effects of stress on your body, on your mind, can vary greatly. Now according to the Mayo Clinic, there's physical stress symptoms, and that could be cardiac, that could be weight gain, headaches, dizziness, and psychiatric, which would be inability to focus, sleeping too much or not sleeping enough, changes in your behavior, changes in your mood. These are things that would affect you psychiatrically based on your stress level. Now, of the people surveyed in the American Psychological Association journal, 77% of people that reported feeling stressed were demonstrating some type of external psychiatric symptom, whether that's a mood disorder, irritability, sleeplessness, depression, anxiety. Next is, how do we manage our stress? So there's good ways and bad ways of managing stress. So with the visual aids I have here, some of the bad ways of managing stress is overeating. So soda, sports drinks, comfort foods, those are things that we overdo to cope with our stress. That's not a healthy thing. Alternatively, for that one, the positive way of coping with stress is exercise. Exercise releases natural endorphins in the body and gives us the capability of not feeling as stressed because our body has a natural support system built into it. So just grabbing the bar, picking it up a couple times, working out helps relieve your stress. According to HealthBeat, another thing people will do is they'll oversleep or overeat or use either legal or illegal drugs such as alcohol, tobacco, or street drugs to cope with stress. Now, conversely, you can use food to help cope with stress, but in a healthy way. So, an example of using food to cope with stress is if you're feeling hungry and you're already stressed, having a healthy snack like a Nutri-Grain bar versus some Oreo cookies could help you feel less stressed. Also, processing your feelings. So if you're feeling repressed, if you're feeling sad, and you just need to scream or you just need to cry, repressing that doesn't help your stress level. It just makes you look better on the outside until eventually that stress bubbles up and boils over. So according to the Help Guide through Stress Symptoms, overstress can cause cognitive issues, emotional issues, and behavioral issues. So a behavioral issue is something that maybe you're overreacting to, maybe something that wasn't as serious or as difficult as it seemed to be. You maybe snapped on someone or responded poorly to someone that really you didn't have to. So that's another way that you're seeing your stress in an outside way. So if you start to see these symptoms, start to notice that you're overeating, you start to notice that you're having changes in your mood and your behavior, you need to seek help. You need to either cope with your stress independently, or if you're at a point where you can't, options for you would be a primary care doctor, Your primary care doctor knows you pretty well. He can help prescribe something or give you a referral to a psychiatrist. Another thing is there's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, free confidential hotlines that you can call and talk to someone. When you do that, you have an outlet to kind of vent or someone to listen to you, and that can help alleviate your stress as well. And then finally, one of the most acute versions of help and intervention for stress management is what I do in one of my own jobs. I'm a psychiatric nurse and I work in a crisis unit. So a crisis unit is for someone who is so stressed out, so out of control in their lives that they need that level of care. It's an inpatient unit. Basically what happens is you have a psychiatric doctor there, you have psych nurses there, you have mental health techs. It's for people who are so out of control in their lives that they need that level of intervention to kind of bring it back on track. And it's not for everyone and it's not forever, but some people do need that level of care. So to wrap it up, we've talked about stress, what it is, how it interacts in the body, how it exhibits in our behavior and our symptoms. We talked about good stress, bad stress. We talked about good ways of coping with it and bad ways of coping with it. And we talked about what to do when you reach a level of stress that's more than you're able to handle. All right. And so now, any questions? We have a few minutes, Dan, for questions.
Can you request everyone that feels they're stressed out to get a dog?
To get a dog, yes. Pets is one of the ways, actually, with the Better Help Guide. Reports that one of the ways of alleviating stress is to spend time with pets, spend time with family.
That's how I manage mine.
Yep.
Because as you can see, I get a lot of stress.
Very pretty dogs. Any other questions?
No, I was talking about them.
Really? You talked about going to the primary doctors. The first thing they're going to do is what? Prescribe more medicines, more opioids to be out there?
Not necessarily opiates. There's non-narcotic, non-habit-forming antidepressants, SSRIs that can help. And also there are activities that the doctor can relay you on, such as exercise. Certain exercises release more endorphins than others. And every doctor is also considered an educator, so he's able to educate you on even non-prescription, and if it is prescription, non-habit-forming prescription options.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
Yay.